FPL Gameweek 27 is here. The deadline is approaching and the big debate this week is all about captaincy. There's a few players this week with enormous potential. If you land on the right one, it could send you flying up your mini leagues. Get it wrong though, and effective ownership could really hurt your rank. In this episode, we cover the top teams and players to target, the best captaincy candidates, and our team reveals ahead of Gameweek 27. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel for another FPL video, and this time it's the Gameweek 27 Preview. If like us, you're looking at a huge triple captainship against Gabriel's 7-pointer, then we feel for you. Gameweek 26 was a disaster for the template, and if you need to turn things back in the right direction, then you're in the right place and you're not alone. My name's James, and with me as always is Patrick.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's safe to say that the Gabriel experiment was a failure. Over 600,000 managers played that chip, and most of us came away with just 7 points over the 2 games. It was frustrating, but there's no point dwelling on it. We need to dust ourselves down and find the next opportunity to climb up the ranks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we've got plenty to cover, so let's get straight into it. We'll start off with the teams to target over the next few weeks, and for the first time in ages, Chelsea and Arsenal are no longer at the top of the fixture ticker. Liverpool move into the top spot instead. Their underlying numbers are improving, and their next fixtures are right at the top of the ranks for attacking potential. Next up is Brentford. They've got past the tough Arsenal fixture now, and the next few games are set up nicely for them. They're definitely a team to invest in over the next few weeks.
Bournemouth are next. They look really solid at the moment. They have West Ham and Sunderland next, so they will have the opportunity to keep up the good form. Last but not least is Aston Villa. They're still third in the league and play Leeds and Wolves in the next 2. Some of the players are still going under the radar and they'll be pushing hard to lock in their Champions League spot. That motivation really matters at this stage of the season.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy that they're third in the league after that shocking start where they didn't score a goal in like their first 7 games of the season. Let's move on to the players to target now, and we'll start off in goal. Kelleher takes top spot this time. He's cheap, he's nailed, and Brentford have decent fixtures. He's even got an outside chance of a penalty save as well given his previous heroics. Next is Alisson. He's expensive, but he's a guaranteed starter in the Liverpool squad. He's a safe pick and should be solid over this period.
Yeah, and last up is Martinez. I'm surprised he's still even at Villa, but he contributes with plenty of save points and you expect at least 1 clean sheet over this period. On to defence, and James Hill's his top pick. He's laid claim to that starting spot along Senesi, and he's even outperformed Senesi since gaining that spot. He's been great for DEFCON, and he's even shown an attacking threat with 2 assists in his last 2 games. He's still only 4 million and under 5% owned, so he's a great option and a proper differential. Next is Van Dijk. He would have been here even without the 17-pointer last week, but the hold just reinforces it. Yes, he's expensive, but you're paying for the nailed minutes, set-piece threat, and the ruin to the Liverpool's defence that's really been improving lately.
Yeah, my original plan was to bring him in last week, but I went with Munoz instead and lost out on 16 points from that decision, so that wasn't fun. After Van Dijk, it's really tough though. Aston Villa don't have any great defender options with Cash out injured, and Brentford don't seem to have a nailed centre-back pairing, so all of Ayer, Collins and Vandenberg are fighting for 2 places each week. We've gone with Coyote instead. He's not that exciting, but he's nailed at least, and his throw-ins are incredible. He's been resembling Rory Delap at times this season.
Into the midfield now, and Wirtz is top of the list. He's been on the verge of a haul for weeks now. The data supports it, and these fixtures could be perfect for some big returns. Rodgers is next. He's frustrating at times, but he plays nearly every minute and remains central to everything Villa do going forward. With these fixtures, you expect him to be more involved with some goals.
The last midfield spot goes to Sharda. He is more expensive than Dango, who's also popular, but there's a bit of doubt over Dango's minutes during Ramadan. We did see a reduction last season, so there's a fair chance we see something similar this year. The underlying data between the two is similar, but because of the minute situation, Sharda's our pick. Moving on to forwards now, and Thiago is the number 1 option. He's only behind Haaland in terms of points from strikers this season, and being the penalty taker, he's very likely to pick up returns over these games.
Next is Ekitike. His minutes will be managed, but he's expected to start and play at least 60 in pretty much all the upcoming fixtures. He has looked incredible and expected to pick up a few returns over this run. Last up is Evan Nilsson. He's not been anywhere near as clinical as he was last season, but with his fixtures and his usually reliable minutes, he just about makes the shortlist.
Right, on to captaincy, and Palmer looks like the standout this week. Burnley at home, he's got a massive ceiling and he's still not highly owned. This feels like one of those weeks where he could really punish the non-owners. If you do have him in your team, it's going to be hard to look elsewhere. The next best option is another Chelsea player. João Pedro is right in the mix for the armband this week. He keeps scoring points without even doing too much, so if he does have a good game, he could pick up a massive score.
And we've got Haaland as third this week. We've seen the training photos, so he looks available, and Newcastle could be feeling the effects of the European travel. If he's fully fit, it only takes 1 or 2 chances for him to deliver. And with his expected ownership, you don't want to be hiding from that. Let us know in the comments who's getting your armband this week.
Okay, before we look at our team reveals ahead of Game Week 27, let's have a quick recap on Game Week 26 and I'll start things off. I had another rough week. I played my triple captainship and didn't even come away with a green arrow. I had a lucky clean sheet for Van Heck, who was subbed off just after the 60th minute, but before Brighton conceded. Anderson scored 5, but should have had a lot more with all the chances he and his teammates created against Wolves. Bowen and Haaland both got 5 points up front for me, which wasn't terrible, and then my double game week players, Raya got me 3 points, triple captain Gabriel scored 7, and Rice was the best of the 3 with 14 points across the 2 games. A very small red arrow to 151k, but that's really frustrating when I've used the chip. How did your team do, Patrick?
My score was just above yours, so I picked up a small green arrow instead. I had returns from Guehi, Mbeumo and Haaland outside the Arsenal double, and then the same disappointing triple up as you, with 3 from Raya, 7 from triple captain Gabriel, and then 14 from Rice. Very small green arrow up to 1.1 mil, but not much of a great week for me either, with a chip active. Now let's see how our teams are lining up for Game Week 27. How's your team set up?
So, I'm not 100% locked on my team yet, but this is what it looks like so far. I'm going with Raya and Gabriel again, even with the tough Spurs away fixture. I've got Joaquim Anderson away to Sunderland, and Munoz at home to Wolves, which looks really good. In midfield, I've got Bruno away to Everton, and Wilson away to Sunderland, which again, doesn't look bad at all. Then Enzo, who's been unlucky lately, but hopefully he can turn things around in this ideal fixture at home to Burnley. I'm going with 3 up front this week. Haaland and Raul Jimenez are locked, but I'm still not sure on whether to do the Bowen to Thiago move this week, or wait until next week for the Burnley game. How's your team lining up?
I'm going with Raya and Gabriel again as well, hoping they do better against Tottenham than they did against Brentford and Wolves. Guehi needs no explanation, and I just about prefer Diouf to Anderson for this one. In midfield, I'm starting with Man United double up of Bruno and Mbeumo in the last game of the week against Everton, Rice against Spurs and Wilson against Sunderland, and the entire midfield is playing away from home this week. I'm sticking with the 3 up front with DCL away to Villa, along with Thiago and Haaland, who both play at home this week. Haaland takes back the captaincy armband now that the book game week is out of the way.
And that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it or found any of this useful, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It costs nothing, but it really helps us grow.
Yeah, and you can find us on X at Weekend Fix for last minute tips and advice ahead of the Saturday afternoon deadline.
Thanks for watching, good luck this game week, and we'll see you next time.